Oh Holy Night is the title of these two products from our friends at Crafters Companion. And Teresa has done some beautiful projects, and here is one just to whet your appetite. So you can see the papers and the cutting die all together. We've got more. Please come play with us. Okay, let me just tell you a little bit about the products. This is 6x6 paper pad. They're calling it a multi-sheet paper pad, and there are 12 designs. They're double-sided, and you get 3 of each, making a total of 36. And you can see the cutting die. In fact, I'll open it up here. There are 2 pieces, an outside frame, and then the inner piece. Let's see, let me just pop that out. There you go. And then you can see the inner piece, and it makes just a beautiful detailed shadow effect. So let's see what you can do with these as I bring in Teresa's projects, and we'll start with the first, which is really focusing on the paper collection. And you can see that there's a solid color paper here, and I didn't mention that, and that's because Teresa found that the Ethereal Bouquets cardstock matches perfectly. So that's really nice to have. This is a 12 by 12 from us here at Hot Off the Press. And she has used it on most of the projects that she's showing today. So just want to give you that bit of information. So to begin with, she covered her card. Her card is 5 inches by 6.5, covered it with this dark blue of the Ethereal Bouquet. And then she went into the papers. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to be showing you almost all the paper designs that are in the collection. So the first one is this one. In fact, it is right here. And what she did is she started from the upper left-hand corner and cut a piece. Did not use the 3 wise men or the nativity scene for this particular part, but she did use that tall part, and that was glued to the card. Then she placed some of the straight line dazzles, and these come in a package of 4 colors, black, white, gold, and silver. There are narrow pieces and wider pieces, and she's used both, and you can see at the top the narrow one, and at the bottom the wider one. So those got down placed first. Then she brought in some more of the papers, and let me just show you. So for the bottom one, this one, this is the sheet, and you can see that she trimmed this out, matted it on the Ethereal Bouquet because it matches, and foam taped it in place. Okay, then she did put a thin line, a straight line, the narrow one, just it goes right along the edge and matching up with that wider one that was placed first. Now the second piece comes from this sheet, and you can see there is the little nativity set, and she cut that out. Now the measurements for everything are down below. Just click on the card. You'll see the printed instructions over on the right side of your screen, and you can follow along. And that too was matted on the Ethereal Bouquet. See what we are so excited by the things matching. Now, if you like to do what Teresa does, I'm going to back up just a second. And what she did is she edged each of these 3 papers with a Prism ink pad and the blending tool, of course. So what you do is, let me see, for the first one, that was the blue, and she used Stormy Night. That's also the blue. And as you probably know, you'll cut out your paper, you'll put it on your craft mat, and you'll take the ink pad and your blending tool, tip this in, just tap it, and then rub from the mat into the paper just like this. And you'll see it will create an edge, and that's what Teresa's done. So she used the Stormy Night on the blue, and she used the, let's see, this is the Orchid on the reddish one. Really pretty. And the difference that makes is a subtle difference, and I'm hoping you can see this. So on the edge here, it's just a bit darker than what you see right here. It kind of gives a shadow, which is really nice. And then on the green one, she used khaki. And again, it is a shadow, so it is a subtle, but I think it is a really nice touch if you would like to do that. So don't want to keep anything away from you. Now, the other thing that's going on this card is the joy. And the joy comes from, and the star actually, come from a set of dazzles. They are called Happy Holidays. There are 5 sheets in here. And you can see that they're going to have all the Christmas greetings that you could probably wish for in lots of different fonts. So the joy is right there, and the stars, they're also on these sheets. So you can see some of them right there. So it's all in one place for you. Now for the inside, let me see. This is the sheet that she used, and she, excuse me, used the So this is the sheet that was used, and you can see it has been trimmed down, and it was matted onto the ethereal bouquets, yes, I want to make sure I get the name right, on a green from that collection. And I like what she did. It is off-center to really make room for the Happy Holidays dazzles, another star, but also the straight line dazzle is going clear across the bottom, and I think that's just really a nice touch. So you can see the look of the papers, and they don't take much to finish off, but there's a good example. In fact, for this, and like many of Teresa's cards, this is the front of the card, but you know, that could be the front of the card too. So that works nicely. Now we're going to go into the cutting die, and as I said, it has 2 layers. On this piece, Teresa has used, in fact, let me just scoot this over again, 5 by 6.5 inch card. So she's got several layers going on, and one of them is a vellum layer, so really pretty. So what she did first was the background here, and this is the sheet. You can see it in its entirety. She trimmed that down, matted it onto the brown from Ethereal Bouquets, and foam taped it to the front of the card. Then she die cut the Holy Night, the Mary, Joseph, and the baby, out of vellum. Now we have this white vellum in a package of several sheets, so that just makes it easy. So that is going to be held just kind of next to it. But then she took the cutting die and die cut it out of the brown Ethereal Bouquet, the same brown that she matted this on. So she's going to die cut that out, and you can see it's going to be one piece. Now to attach it to the vellum, she used sticky specs. Now you can see that that die has a lot of parts, and we want to make sure to get those really nice and solid down. So the sticky specs is our go-to adhesive for creating that as a perfectly finished piece. So she took the cutting die, and there are 4 sheets of this adhesive in the sticky spec package. And you simply pull the liner back, which is the white piece, then take your die, your cutout piece, and place it on the sticky specs. Now this has got tons and tons of micro dots that are adhesive. So you're just going to place it there, put the liner back on top, gently press. You don't need to press it down hard or anything, just gently press, let it pick up some of those micro dots, and then place it onto your vellum, and then trim it out. That's all you need to do. And then glue that to the front of your card. So just beautiful, don't you think? Now, the Peace, Love, and Joy, that is in the, let me pull them out. Here it is. These are the 120 Merry Christmas greetings, okay? Now this has them in the tiny words and phrases, these small size of fonts, but it also has big script fonts. In fact, let me show you. There it is on the inside. So you get the combination of the larger script as well as the small. So it's going to be perfect for all your Christmas card making, and that's what we really want, don't you think? Now, you saw the that for the front of the card, so a very easy process, but quite lovely. Now on the inside, Teresa chose this piece and trimmed it to fit right here, matted onto that kind of burnished gold in the bouquets, ethereal bouquets pack. And then simply did the Merry Christmas over the top. And notice it extends out on each side of that matted paper. Really pretty. So nicely done. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Once again, this could be a card front as it is. This could also be a card front. So you've got ways to do this. Now, I have another card using that same cutting die, and what a difference. So let me show them to you together. So very different. Lots of shine in this and more of a subtle tone in the one on the left. They're both gorgeous. And it's always nice to see different things that you can do with anything that you purchase. Now, in this case, really using the piece to cut a window. So going to first cut that window, but as you cut it, because the cutting die is one piece, let me pull it off here. Okay, there we go. So you can see this is one piece. So what Teresa did is she positioned it on the front of her card. So it's going to create that window, but it's also going to cut out those silhouettes beautifully. Now, if you have the wider machine like the Big Shot Plus or the Gemini, not the Gemini Junior, the Gemini, where they have a larger throat, what is called, that will take this 6.5-inch card. If you don't have that machine, don't worry about it. Simply place this, put the card in, but fold the inside over it and run it through your regular Gemini Junior or your Big Shot. So that's going to work perfectly. In either case, they're going to die cut the art as well as the window, and that works beautifully, don't you think? Now, to back it, we're going to use our metallic gold cardstock and simply trim it to fit to cover the inside of your card, and that way you don't have any little gaps showing. Once again, we're using the same dazzles, the 120 Merry Christmas dazzles. It has also stars and things on it, so you can see the stars that were placed here. There's a script Noel, and isn't that just stunning? On the inside, well, Teresa used this paper, and you can see that she also trimmed it down, of course, matted it on the same gold that was on the front of the card, and she put the Joy to You at the top. Beautiful. But on this part, she used one of the papers from before. No. Yes, one of the papers from before. In fact, it is... Let me just pull it out for you. There it is. So this one, you can use this back side, and you can see how pretty that is right there. That too was matted onto the gold. So you have this touch of gold, not only on the inside, but of course beautifully on the front. Okay, gorgeous, huh? I have one more card, and Teresa's done some fun things with this also. In fact, let me show you. So this card has a belly band. Yes, that's what we call that piece. Now you'll notice how much that slides. Well, you really want that to happen because that way you can open your card. Let me just slide that up, and then we'll open this, and look how that pops up. How fun is that? Very neat and easy to do. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is what Teresa did. So she first took our 5 by 6.5-inch cards. They come flat, they are scored in the middle, and she took 1/4 inch off the top of it. So that made the finished card is going to be 5 by 6.25. Okay, so that takes care of that. Then, keeping it flat and turning it right side so I can show it to you. See that center score? Well, she just went 1/2 inch to the right and 1/2 inch to the left and made other scores. Then the folding begins. So we're going to lay this flat, and we're going to take the outside edges toward that center fold, just like so. And you're going to want to be sure to burnish them with your bone folder. Okay, so that's going to make your gatefold. But to make that little pop-up on the inside, you're going to fold these both in mountain folds. So right there and right there. You're not going to do anything with the score line in the middle. We're just going to leave that. As a matter of fact, we're going to cover it with paper a little bit later, okay? So that is the mechanism for our card, so simple to do. And then what Teresa did is she took this paper, here we go, and she cut 2 pieces. Now this is going to go on our gates, okay? So she's going to use that. She did take this and also ink the edges. After she cut out her 2 pieces, she inked them with a lily pad. And you can really see the difference, I think, when I show this to you. See how deeply shadowed those edges are? Well, that was done with the lily pad and a blending brush. Super easy, but it does add a nice detail to your work. Okay, so those 2 pieces, and then she placed the fancy border dazzles. Now these are the pearl and pastels, so you can see that white in there. And she did the top and the bottom. Notice how nicely they line up. So, and she placed them just inside the paper. So a little bit of the paper is showing. So that's nice. Now we're going to go to the inside of our card. So the outside is a lighter green. The inside is going to be a darker green. And let me show it to you. Here is the paper. And this is the front side of that paper, but we're going to use the back side. So what she did is she's looking at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. These 2 are the same size as the ones on the front. You'll notice that they have the dazzles going down the edge, which is very nice. Then on each of the panels, she has used another piece of the same paper. Now again, you get 3 of these, so that's going to work out nicely. So 1 on each those sides and then a narrower one in the middle. And those are just simply glued in place. Now we're going to go back to that ethereal bouquets, and we're going to cut a piece and we're going to mat it on a darker of the green, kind of green teal. Then we're going to cut this out again out of white. And that's going to be just beautiful, as you can see right there. We're going to attach it with the sticky specks again. And the good tidings is also coming out of that Christmas greetings, the 120 Christmas greetings. So the ethereal bouquets and the 120 Christmas greetings are used throughout all the projects. But you see this time we've got it in silver. Isn't that pretty? So one more thing to do, and that is our belly band. Now the belly band is done out of the teal cardstock, and you can see that she put a piece of the Oh Holy Night pattern paper on the front, excuse me, on the back and on the front. Now the ends cross over in the front. They're going to get then covered up with this piece. This piece is also out of the cardstock. But Teresa used our Merry Christmas cutting die. This is brand new this season. And she did cut 2 layers out of it and sticky speck them together and then put it on the light green, matted it on white, and matted it on the same teal that the belly band is made out of. And you can see that that is going to just slip right into the card like so. And it's just very easy to do. And it just makes a really pretty statement. So it takes a little bit more time, but you know, that's okay. You can see there's quite a bit that you can do. Now there are just a couple other sheets that she did not use. This is one. I love the angel there kind of floating in the sky. There's another, and there's another. And of course they all have very pretty backgrounds. So those are all the 12 sheets, and we've certainly used the cutting die in many different ways. So you can see Oh Holy Night is just a beautiful way to celebrate the season with family and friends. There is a money saver, of course. It's on the right side of your screen as always. And as I mentioned, Teresa writes complete instructions, so they're down below. Just click on the card or cards, and you can even print out the instructions. Again, they are on the right side of your screen. If you're watching this on YouTube, well, you hear this from everyone, which is we hope you'll like us, we hope that you will comment, and we hope that you will subscribe. That way we can continue to share lots of webisodes with you. In fact, we're doing 30 this month, so that's a lot of creativity coming your way. And I just want to thank Teresa for stepping up. She's done a lot more webisodes this season, and I so appreciate it. And I love her creativity and love sharing it with you. Thank you for being part of our Paper Wishes family. Bye-bye.